Hello everybody, welcome back to video, and today I have a different format of video. I'm ranking Doctor Who missing episode animations, which I happen to own all of. I'm not counting Shada for this, because that's not really the same thing, but I'm looking at the quality of the animation, not of the story. If this was factoring in how good the story was, well, then this list would be completely different. Well, not completely. Some would still be higher, some would still be lower, but the whole ranking would be a lot different. So let's get started with number 13, The Reign of Terror. In my opinion, The Reign of Terror is creepy. It's weird. It falls into the uncanny valley, really, which is weird because they had the previous one done by Cosgrove Hall several years prior is a lot better than this. This was done in 2013. The Invasion, which was the first one, was done in 2006. How did you spend 7 years in between and somehow get the worst one? Now, it's episodes 4 and 5 that are animated out of this, not the other ones, just those two. So, I mean, this was an interesting story, but the animation is not great for it. Next up, number 12, Web of Fear. A fantastic story. You know what? I think this is one of the best Troughton era stories, but the animation for this one is weird. Now, I'm okay with them trying different styles. When you think about it, a lot of them have been experiments. This is an experiment that people did not like. The reason why this one ranks above The Reign of Terror is because this one is only one episode. Reign of Terror is 2. So, I appreciate the fact they went for something different with the Web of Fear, but, yeah. It's a great story, but probably could have done with a better animation. Number 11, The Power of the Daleks animation. Okay, so, yeah, this is an infamous one when it comes to being rushed. Now, I think there's some great stuff in this animation, particularly anything to do with the Daleks. And that episode 4 cliffhanger is fantastic in animation form. But they never did the special edition for the US. So this is as good as the US gets for Power of the Daleks. But, this was done in 5 months. It was rushed. It was just an extremely rushed production. They said they could get it done in 10, but they were given 5 so it can meet the story's 50th anniversary. So I did not mean to do this. I just realized that this is funny, but number 10 is The 10th Planet. Okay, so I do appreciate this one. I think that this one's pretty good. We're moving away from the ones that have issues and more into now it's just little nitpicks. I do consider The 10th Planet animation to be fantastic. Particularly the design of the Cybermen. But it is just, I don't know what the best term would be. This is definitely the better one between this one and The 10th Planet. Sorry, not The 10th Planet, The Reign of Terror. But, I don't know. It's definitely an interesting style. And I really like the way that they animated Mondas's destruction. Probably is the highlight of this. It's weird they did the regeneration because that's the only surviving clip from the missing episode. By the way, the missing episode is episode 4. So, next up, The Abominable Snowmen. So, I do like this story. There are some things that I really do like. I like the environments, I like the backgrounds, I like the design of the characters, but I don't know, it was just something weird about this one. When I was watching it, I honestly can't figure out what it was that was weird about it. It just was kind of weird. So, I mean, that's really all I have to say on The Abominable Snowman. Web of Fear is the better story, but Snowman had the better animation. Next up, number 8, Galaxy 4. I mean, for being what it is, it's really good. It's a small story, relatively few characters, relatively few sets, but they do a really good job on this one. This is a very good animation. I just honestly prefer the other ones. Okay, number 7. Excuse me. The Ice Warriors. This is another really good story. It's 6 episodes. 2 and 3 are missing. But I do really like the style they went with here. And it actually is one of the better ones for getting it exactly right. I like the attention to detail on the fact that the eyes constantly move. Makes it feel a little more lifelike. But, I mean, I do prefer a few other animations. Number 6. This one might be a little controversial because this one has a reputation for being a lot higher than this one. Is on my list, The Moonbase. Okay, so this one is a really good animation. So, there are a lot of things to say about The Moonbase, but it's just very good. I don't know why it has this sort of purplish thing, but it has a purplish color in some scenes. But I don't know, it's just really good. Not the best, but I'll say this is the Mondasian. Well, actually, yeah, this is the best the Cybermen look in animation. But actually speaking, okay, I did not mean to do this, but next up, number 5 is another Cyberman story, The Invasion. The first missing episode animation ever. And it's episodes 1 and 4. The animation team were apparently pretty sad that they couldn't actually do any Cybermen because they were introduced as episode 4's cliffhanger. But still, this is the first one. It paved the way for the rest, and I think it's still really good. For being what it was, which was made with a surplus budget and the first one of its kind, honestly, I think this still holds up. And plus, I mean, it's a fantastic story as well. I would highly recommend The Invasion. All right, top 4. Here we go. Number 4. Fury from the Deep. I love Fury from the Deep. It's a fantastic story, but in terms of the animation, I think it's actually really underrated. A lot of people hate this animation, but I think it's really good. The character models, I think people don't like them because they're different from what came before. I think it's fine. Now, you're going to understand with this. This is not going to be a perfect representation. They actually said in the behind the scenes, well, it feels like, anyway, that this is what they were trying to do in the 1960s, but they didn't have the budget for it. Also, I think the design of the weed creature is much more interesting for this one, and I really like the way they did episode 5's cliffhanger. So yeah, a very good animation, and probably the most underrated in my opinion. Alright, top 3. Number 3. The Macra Terror. Okay, yeah. Okay, terms of story, this one's actually much lower. I actually am not a big fan of the story itself, but the animation, which is what this video is about, is very good. The way the Macra glide, that's fantastic. Yeah, this is just a very good animation, but the story isn't that great, but the animation is very good. So yeah, this is definitely a case of, unlike something where like the Web of Fear, where the story is way better than the animation. This is the opposite. I think the animation is better than the story. Number 2, the Faceless Ones. I think a lot of people kind of ignore the Faceless Ones because of the story before it being so well received, and the story that comes after, chronologically, being another one that people refer to as the best animation. Faceless Ones gets very overlooked. Honestly, this is just a fun one. I love the animation for this one. I don't know why, I just do. I just think it's just really fun to watch and very high quality. But I mean, if you're paying attention, The Evil of the Daleks. In my opinion, this is the best missing episode animation by a while. They had a year and a half to animate this, and I think it was worth every second. It is fantastic. I mean, the action scenes are incredible. The final end is absolutely amazing. And that episode 6 cliffhanger is also very good. It is extremely good, extremely high quality. And I mean, okay, so in terms of the animations, this is the best one. But also in terms of every story I've discussed, this is the best one of these, in my opinion. It's very good. And I absolutely love The Evil of the Daleks. And it has an incredible animation. And I would honestly highly recommend this to anyone because it's got so many great elements to it that, I mean, in terms of the animation standpoint, the designs of everywhere, the characters, the animation on the Daleks, on the Emperor Dalek, everything is fantastic in this animation. I don't have any issues with it. This is the best missing episode animation by far. That's it for this video. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.